Y'all know what time it is. Listen, it's Wind Down Wednesday time, baby. With your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander, baby. Oh, yeah, we're about to get it on real strong. Listen, open mic tonight so that we can have a plethora of conversations, right? Because there's a lot to unpack out there in the theater of conversation, theater of thought, theater of behavior. There's a great number of things that are going on, right? So we left the mic open so that we can converse on whatever level that we need to converse on, right? So look, listen, hit that share button. We all know what sharing is what. What? Say it again. Right, sharing is caring. Now hit that share button. Welcome in those of you that will be tuning in by YouTube. Gratitude for your support. Every Wednesday, we're just building that platform there on YouTube family. Just note if, of course, Facebook shuts down, hey, head over to YouTube. And I'll get that out there to you all, my YouTube page. If you haven't yet subscribed and liked and hit that notification bell, right? So that you can be notified each time that we come on and Wind Down Wednesday. Therapy with a Sip, Grown Folk Conversation, and also the Truth Session every Saturday, Facebook Live, also YouTube Live, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern Times. Okay? So look, go ahead, hit that share button. Let me share a little bit as you guys come in. Enjoy the ambience in the background. And let me know if you guys can, of course, hear me. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yes. My Wednesday was off the chain as always. Meditation time. I took some time out. I was working on my book. I'm going to release a book, and I promise you guys, you're going to be able to get something out of it. The title of the book is "When You Get Struck." Right? It's amazing. I promise you, it is. Okay. So hit that share button, and I'm going to share. Okay. It's so much that is happening out there in the theater that, listen, conversation can be endless. Right? No, right? It can be endless. So let's hit that share button as you come in. Come on in, fam. Thank you all for tuning in on YouTube. Please, please, please let us know that you're in the room. Drop something in the chat room. Drop some conversation. We're going to be dealing with open mic tonight. We're going to be talking about a number of things. And you're more than welcome on YouTube to join in with the conversation. This Wind Down Wednesday, baby. Therapy with a Sip. With your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. So come on in. Let's enjoy ourselves this evening. This is what grown folk come, man, to have a grown folk conversation. And the thing about it is that your conversation is guarded, right? You're going to be able to speak your mind and not be derided, not be condemned, ostracized, criticized. But go ahead on and come on in here and let's do it. I'm just taking an opportunity, just do a little sharing, and you all please share. I see you, Prince of Peace. Um, I see that you all are coming in. So as you come in, please, as always, hit the share button. Open mic tonight so that we can have all kinds of conversations. It's plenty to conversate about tonight, right? And then I'm going to introduce you all to a nice blend. And we've had this before, but I thought that it would be applicable tonight to break it out again. A nice wine. And then I have a nice sip for my sippers, 1738, right? Wine Down Wednesday. Whatever you're sipping on, let us know what you're sipping on. Whether it be wine, sip, tea, whatever it may be. Let us know what you're sipping on, right? Come on in. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yes, I'm just dropping in a few groups as I always do. Okay? And you guys do the same. Hit the share button. Yes. Hit the share button. I hope you guys are enjoying the background. Yes. Those of you that are viewing by YouTube, please, even if you don't stay in the room, listen, drop a little notification on the timeline. Let us know you were in the room, man, and we appreciate you. Thank you. Gratitude. With grateful gratitude, we say thank you. And I'm just taking the opportunity, as always we do, to share, to build our audience. You all know how this goes. So, and I have a little sounds on sounds blowing in the background for you guys. Is that all right? I'm sharing in some of these groups right now, and then I'm going to drop in some inboxes, which I always do, because there are those that say, hey, you know what? I didn't receive a notification that you were on. So it's always good to do that, to cover your back, to make sure that those that really want to be involved, that they have an opportunity to come into the room. Okay? I appreciate you all. Today is a brand new day, right? That we had an opportunity to advance and do what it is that we do best. I see your master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker is in the house. Wind Down Wednesday. There's no better place to be where you can come and have a grown folk conversation, right? Come on in and hit that share button. Because we do realize and know that what? Sharing is caring, right? Sharing is caring. So do that for you, for me, and for us. Because, of course, all of you all know that this is FUBU, right? For us, by us, right? For you, for me, and for us. This is a platform for us, okay? So come on in and get comfortable, and we'll converse, right? We have grown folk conversation. I'm just doing a little sharing, as always. And ask you guys to do the same thing. I see you, Queen Octavia. I see you, Jamar. Great to see you in the house, man. Always a pleasure and honor. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Yes, indeed. Thank you all for coming in on YouTube, for stopping by and giving us some likes. We have some likes out there on YouTube already. So we really began to ramp it up for YouTube. I've had this page for some time. And the thing about it, we have over 100 and some subscribers, which is great. Thank you all for liking and subscribing. And if you haven't had an opportunity to like and subscribe, um, listen, I'm going to put the YouTube page out there where you guys can find it in case we go down. Um, you can go right over to YouTube. Okay? This is one of the ways to find it right here on YouTube. Okay? You're going to put in the one, the T-H-E-E, separate word, one, and then exclamation point. Okay? That's how you find it. That's how you'll find me. Okay? All right? Okay. So, all right? So let me go over here to YouTube and check in, family. Are you guys hearing me okay out there on YouTube? If you are, send up some emojis or something. Okay? And let me know. Okay? And let's chat it up. If you're out there, let's chat it up. Okay? I'm looking us up on YouTube as we speak. How was you guys' day today? You guys have an amazing day today? Okay. They have us live now. Okay, there we are. Thank you, Katie Nichols. Thank you, Elia Yehu. All right, gratitude. Thank you guys for coming in. Shout you guys out. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Ipru Huiha. Please forgive me if I'm enunciating your name incorrectly. But thank you all for tuning in on YouTube. Shout you guys out. Thank you all for stopping by. Listen, if you can, send up some emojis. Let us see where you're at. See what you're doing. And sound check. Everything is going well in the sound check. Hey, Queen Kizzy. How are you? I'm just taking an opportunity to share right now. And I'm asking you guys to share. Hit that share button. Right? Sharing is what? Caring. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you for the share. Thank you all on YouTube. Yes, it's going to be open mic tonight. We're going to share this wine here in a little bit. I'm just doing a little sharing. Okay? All right. Okay. Y'all stick with me. We'll get it all done. All right? We'll talk about some good stuff tonight. How about that? I know you all are ready because when we come and wind down Wednesday grown folk conversation, listen, everybody is ready to get it on real strong, right? Gratitude, Johnny. Nice background. Gratitude. I'm just taking an opportunity to finish up sharing, family. And we're going to give this toast and we're going to get into conversation tonight. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? You guys ready? What do y'all want to talk about tonight? It's on you. Let me see. right. Okay, I think we've gotten enough sharing in on that. Thank you all again. Y'all, YouTube is up and running. Listen, and we have some family in the house on YouTube. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, fam, we're going to get this started. We're going to have our toast. For those of you that are on YouTube, maybe you haven't been in Wind Down Wednesday, and and don't know how we basically kind of do things here. We kind of give our toast with our wine and with the sip or whatever you may be sipping on. Okay? Give me just a second here, family. Okay, there we go. All right. All right. Okay. Kizzy already got started. Kizzy said, I want to talk about how I'm ready to buy some land, grow my own food, because these mofos are nuts with the prices for the poisoning they're selling us. I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But that's going to take us to be able to network, though, Kizzy. It's going to take networking. Oh, let me introduce the wine. I'm about to pour it up. Okay, can you guys see that? It's a Federalist, and it's a bourbon aged red wine. Look at that. Oh my God. Can y'all see that? Yes, we're going to pour that up and we're going to have a toast. Kizzy, are you going to give the toast? I'm going to pour up a bell, as I always do. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness, family. This is going to be off the chain. Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most. Yes, indeed. Tonight's podcast is being sponsored by none other than the Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, the Master Teacher, the Quantum Shifter, the Shapeshifter, the Code Breaker. Also, T. Swin, Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast. And also, Queen Kizzy, tonight's sponsors of Wind Down Wednesday, Therapy with a Sip, Grown Folks Conversation podcast. So listen, we're going to let Kizzy give the toast. Did you put it out there yet, Kizzy? All right. Yes, indeed. So Kizzy said, may we all learn something new every day and put it into action. Salute. May we all learn something new every day and put it into action. Salute, family. Oh, yes. All right, where my sippers at? I got a sip around here somewhere. There it is. All right, where my sippers at? Okay. Where my sippers? All right, sippers. Woo. 1738 fam. For the sippers. Now, for you, for me, and for us, before we go ahead and get into this, go ahead and hit that share button one more time. Yes. All right. So Kizzy was talking about purchasing land. Purchasing land. What do you guys think about purchasing land? Yeah, I'm out on YouTube asking the question, what do they think about purchasing land? But yeah, what do you guys think about that? I've always wanted to do that. And in fact, my ancestors owned a great deal of land. My ancestors owned a great deal of land. And also, I was talking to one of our sponsors. One of our sponsors are invested in land and doing some things with land and investing in other lands. It's one of our sponsors. They are heavily into that. And we converse about that every now and then. So, yes, this is very important. I think that's a very important topic. Thank you for raising that point, Kizzy. That's a very good point. The master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter says, oh my goodness, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. That is the wine I started to purchase for the sponsorship last week, but I decided to buy the other one instead. Yes, indeed. Isn't that something? I decided to buy the other one instead. Connected, connected, connected. Correct. Absolutely correct. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I mean, it's so much. Yes, they are poisoning the food, the water, the air. They're doing it to us in every way that they can do it to us in. And listen, you all, I do a raised garden every year. Hey, Katie, I do a raised garden every year, family. Listen to this. And do you all know that I barely have yielded anything? And what the plants were sharing with me is that they're dropping all of these chemicals, all of these metals through these chemtrails, and it's taken away our ability to reproduce. But isn't that what the move is, to keep us from reproducing? Even at the DNC, what did they have at the DNC? Have you guys noticed? Did you guys see that? At the DNC, they were having vehicles there, triages there, set up for abortions and vasectomies. Oh my God. So it's manifesting on every level that they're trying to depopularize us. They're trying to depopulate us as a people, as a black people, right? Listen to what I'm saying. They have made other ethnic groups all inclusive with us. There is nothing that's available for us as being a black people. We're always included in with someone else, or someone else is always included in with us. And there's always this illusion of inclusion, right? Yes, you're absolutely correct, Queen Octavia. That's something that Dr. Umar was talking about. Let's get into it. Let's have a real good conversation, fam. This is grown folk conversation, right? Therapy with a sip. When you come in, listen. This is about us being able to conversate on a level where what? We're going to give what? Our opinion based upon as factual as we know, right? We're not just going to be out here bellowing out, condemning, cussing people out and doing all kind of crazy things, right? And then we're going to let our facts be about what? Facts, right? This is where you come. This is the place you come, and this happens for you. And Wind Down Wednesday, with your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander, along with the Wind Down Wednesday family. Listen, kudos, shout out to the Wind Down Wednesday family on the timeline, man. I love you guys. Thank you all for coming in and sharing your time. Listen, here's sometimes what people do. They think that you don't know any better. They think that, who do you really think that you are, and da 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 da. Think me not a fool. I know how to go out and I know how to come in. I know what we're doing here in Wind Down Wednesday. This is a platform for you, for me, and for us. This is why we coined it FUBU. FUBU means what? For us, by us. so that we have an opportunity to have something for us to come into and then have a voice to be able to articulate. This is where you can come and articulate. And also, please be aware and note that you have the ability to come on and hang out with us. If you have a comment, if you want to say something to the family, you're more than welcome. Just let me know and I'll bring you on. All right? Gratitude. Gratitude. Thank you, Queen Octavia says on YouTube, it's healthy, fun project to do along with families. It's healthy. Okay, she's talking about, yeah, gardening, all of that. Yes, get in the garden. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is healthy. Yes, right. This is you all time to speak. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Prince of Peace. Yes, indeed. So again, getting back to what we're dealing with. Let's take for instance, we're talking about purchasing land and getting land and doing those things like that, right? Well, the thing about it is that they were talking about building more housing, right? To be able to put people in housing. But we know what they're really talking about. They're talking about the immigrants that they're bringing in. They're not talking about black people, right? Kamala Harris, the things that she's talking about, she could have done them while she was vice president. She was in charge of guarding the border, which she's done a very poor job in doing. Who's suffering? Look at Chicago. So Chicago is suffering right now as a result of being overrun by immigrants. New York being overrun by immigrants. Texas being overrun by immigrants. California being overrun by immigrants. We're not talking about people that are legally coming into this country and establishing themselves because they want a new lease on life. We're not talking about that. Those that come legally. We're talking about those that are coming across the border, listen, and being given stipends, being given food stamps, being given debit cards with cash money on it, not just food stamps. And we know they're not food stamps anymore. We know it's an EBT card, but we still in our language call it, hey man, them food stamps, man. Right? So yeah, isn't that something? Yes. Isn't that something? So let me get back to the timeline. Um, yes. Queen Octavia says she jumped onto YouTube, better signal. Okay. Gratitude. Yeah, I know, right? JP, laugh out loud. I know. It's Wind Down Wednesday, y'all. Listen, let's have another sip as we move on into this. I'll give the toast. Listen, may you live forever, and shall I never die. Yes. And to my sippers, family, for a moment, let's just talk politics. Salute. Salute. Let's talk politics, right? We all know the election is coming up. And so let me put out front. Let me put this out front. Hey Isaiah, let me put this out front. Let me say this to you all. I don't vote. And you can't shame me into voting. Okay? You can't shame me into voting. I don't care what you do. And you can go back and you can say, well, the ancestors died so that we could vote. No, no. And you know what I'm going to tell you? Hey, Elise, 217. So I'm going to tell you, our ancestors did not die so that we could vote. They were executed in the attempt to move into a place of availability. In other words, having access to certain things. And having access to those things, if voting was the way to get there, that's what they implemented. Voting. Let's be clear on this, because listen, people will give you misinformation and disinformation about how things really work, how things really operate. They will tell you anything, right? Because first of all, again, like I said, you cannot shame me. Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, DL, Hughley, whatever it is, however you enunciate it, because I don't want to disrespect you. But what I'm not going to allow you to do is shame me into voting when they're both evil. It ain't no lesser, and we've coined that phrase, and I've used it as well. Oh, it's the less of two evils. No, they're all evil. And they're all seeking our demise. They're not, listen, look how long the Democrats have reigned. Let's just take Atlanta. Let's look at Atlanta. How many of you know the statistics of the ability of the children to read in Atlanta? How many of you know what the statistics are? Hey, Jakendi. We got H-Town in the house. Hey, girl. Hey, Fenona. Listen, how many of you know that 92% of the children in the ATL cannot read? Whose watches that? Whose watches that in Atlanta? Democrats. Look at the inflation. Loaf of bread. This is one of the things, if you've ever taken economics, they always tell you, you could tell inflation by the price of a loaf of bread. Right? How many of you have ever heard that? Yeah, I have. Right? How much does a loaf of bread cost? In some places, a loaf of bread costs what, $5? $5 for a loaf of bread. Have you went in the store to try to buy a bag of potato chips? A bag of potato chips is $6. Come on, whose watch is this? This is Joe Biden and who? Kamala Harris. Gas prices skyrocketed. Okay. Queen Octavia says, not for your black behind. Come together and get laid. Okay. You can't go into any other country and become a burden on their economy. Correct. There are so many students that are so behind that they end up dropping out. That's correct. That's correct. Hey, Shanette. Yes, and we haven't even tapped into what is really going on. But listen, oh my God. The plan that Kamala Harris rolled out for the economy is going to create a higher level of inflation. Right? Anytime. Listen, the economy is based off of what? Basic knowledge is what? Supply and demand. Right? So that means that if there is a demand, you're going to what? Give the supply for that. But what tends to happen is what the government steps in and do is take away the ability for those that are supplying to give a certain amount on what they are supplying. Thusly, it suffocates and creates inflation, right? Not only that, but because the government intervenes and floods the market with so much money, what does it do? It makes the prices go up, right? Because there's more money. When you put more money in the market, it does what? It makes the prices go up. And I'm quite sure I'm correct because I know the mathematician out there, the master teacher, is online. So it's going to make the prices go up. And what has happened is, because the government has pumped so much money into the market, the prices are going up and up and up and have not come back down, right? So they're still up there. And so what are they going to do? They're going to pump more money. So prices are going to do what? They're going to go higher and higher. And what do we call that? Inflation. And this is what's happening. Inflation is happening. Oh, longtime friend, Craig Payer, that's 217. Hey, Claudine, that's 217 as well. Listen, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for coming through. Please let us know where you're hailing from, right? Thank you, Master Teacher, absolutely. Oh, big fella's in the house. What's going on, 217, baby? 217 is in the house. But yeah, but when you think about that, right? So are we going to deal with how things really are, or are we going to deal with fantasy? Because I think that we're getting into a realm of fantasy when we're thinking that Kamala is going to move beyond what she's already done. Listen, it's an old saying. When someone shows you who you are, believe them. She's already told you that, hey, listen, I'm not specifically going to do anything for black people. Do you think somehow she's going to switch horses in the middle of the race? Come on, family. Wake up and smell the coffee. She's telling you already. And then she's already, if you all haven't caught it, there was information dealing with her when she was dealing with the Freeman Bank that was specifically created for black people. What she did is now made other ethnic groups inclusive. So, in other words, what they're saying is we don't deserve anything. Any and everybody can leech off of us. They are applying leeches to us to siphon whatever we're able to procure. And we're not seeing that. We're not looking at it like that. But why? Because we're dealing with what? Hey, TB, that's North Kakalaki in the house, baby. So what are we dealing with? We're dealing with identity politics. What we're saying is that, oh, she's a black woman. We're ready to make history. But you're ready to make what? And be broke for the rest of your life and never receive anything. Right? Because truth be told, let's be open and honest. And I'm gonna take a poll with the women online. Is this not a man's world? I want to hear your opinion on that. There's women, those of you that may be on YouTube, those of you that are on Facebook, I'm asking the women a specific question. Do you all believe that this is still a man's world? Do you all think that women have ascended to a level where they're going to be respected by the headship of other countries that are chauvinistic? Let's put it that way. That are chauvinistic. But that's their culture. And we're not deriding them. We're not deriding them. Queen Octavia says, James Brown said it. Yes. James Brown said it. Yeah, it's a man's world. but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or girl. Let's just, before we go into this before we go into this next segment, let's have a toast. Because we gotta talk about some things. We gotta talk about some things. Salute, salute, salute. Before I take this sip, for those of you that came in late, this is what we're sipping on. Federers Red Blend that's been cured in a bourbon barrel. Oh my God, look at that. Have you guys seen that? All right. Okay. Salute. All right, Fernando, gratitude. It's been so long since I've seen you. That's Australia, right? You down under, right? Where are you? Let us know where you hurling from, right? Okay? Let us know. Put that out there, Fernando. Listen, she used to be with us all the time, and she was telling me about some things. So listen, let us know where you're hailing from, okay? Ooh, okay. Gotta go Amateur free tequila, baby. I hear you, big fella. But yeah, this is what's happening in the political realm. And let me go back to something because I think this is very important. I want to get into this. I want to be a little messy. I'm your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. Right? Tonight's podcast has been sponsored by some very special people. The Prince of Peace, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, T. Swin. Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast. Queen Octavia, also Queen Kizzy, are sponsoring tonight's podcast. Kudos to them, shout out to them, and gratitude. Because we need supporters, right? So that we can what? Give content. Because what? We're content creators, right? We're influencers. And we need you to support us. Which brings me to my next point. Listen, those of you that are in the room tonight, please donate. There's some of my staff that are on the timeline. They're going to put how you can donate, my Cash App and my PayPal. Please take time out. We're not begging. We're not out here trying to fleece. We're simply saying donate. Right? Donate. And be a sponsor. Sponsor us. Okay? Sponsor us. Fernando says, it's been so long, bro. I had some big issues. I know, right? So I've worked on myself tonight, bro. Just South Australia. Yes, from down under, baby. That's how down under. Yes, I'm down under. Yes, indeed. Listen, have an amazing evening, morning, whichever one it is. Thank you for tuning in. We're touching so many lives and so many people are coming into what it is that we're doing because they realize that, hey, you know what? This really is a grown folk conversation. You can really come in and listen, have a safe conversation. You won't be attacked. There's not going to be crazy conversation because if there are, you're going to get kicked out the room, right? We don't play that. Okay? Yeah. So politically speaking, what do you guys think about politically shaming someone to vote? This is my question to you all. What do you think about someone politically shaming you to vote? Right? Now, I don't know if you all been out there in the theater. For example, Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, And these just to name a couple of the top few. A DL trying to shame blacks into voting Democratic. And the question has to be, why should I continue to vote Democratic when after at least over 60, 70 years, I haven't received anything specifically to me and my kind? Let's talk about that. Somebody say something. Let's talk about that. Yes, correct, Phenomenal. None of them helps the economy. Correct. They're not doing anything for us when they can. It's amazing how they come up with all of that money to send to Ukraine, right? Then they come up with all of that money to give to the illegal immigrants that come into this country, but they can't find anything to help with low socioeconomic blacks as well as whites, because there are some whites that are also in low socioeconomic wealth areas, right, that are being deprived of financial aid, right? Have you all noticed how hard it is for people to receive financial aid? Do you know the questionnaire and all and everything that you have to go through, man, just to get $250 a month, right? And when they're giving them at least $1,300 as a stipend. Look at research it. I'm asking you all to research so you can really begin to understand. And let me tell you all something. Let me tell you all something before you drop off. And it's amazing how we don't want to be properly educated and get the proper information. Let me tell you something. When you take a minute and think about it, where is all this money going? Because it's not funneling down to the people who really need it. Okay? It's not really reaching the people who really need it. And let me tell you all something. People like Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, Dale Hughley, and the rest of them that are in that group. And Joy, I can't recall her last name, that's on CNN or whatever it is. The thing that they fear is that those of us that are at the bottom and we do heavy lifting in terms of research and are articulate, they try to shut us down. They want to take away our ability to have a voice. Because why? Because we're the hardest workers, because we're the creators, we're the influencers. We're the ones that are really digging deep into the information, and when we give it to you, it is viable. Not only is it viable, but it is vivid. You can see it. You can take and follow it. Right? So you have to see and be realistic. What are we excited about when it comes to politics? When we know that they're not going to do right by us? What are we excited about? Yes. Say again, Fenona? I need a new wheelchair, but through government, I have jumped through all the hoops. Yes, this is what we're. Exactly. But you have people that illegally come into the country, right? And immediately they do what? They give them handouts, right? Let me see if we have any donations so I can shout you out. Listen, let us send also healing energy to T Swin, also healing energy to Lavelle, also healing energy to Queen Octavia. We're gonna send healing energy. All right. Okay, let's take our last toast and we'll finish up on our conversation and we'll get out of here. Salute, salute, salute. And to my sippers, let's look at the timeline. Prince of Peace says, right, for sure. They want to silence movers and shakers. Correct. They don't want you to have a voice. And then we have simpletons among us, and I'm not name calling. A simpleton simply means one that lacks the ability to interpret what they just heard or what they just read, right? And what that does is it creates a disconnect. Whereas you would normally have relationships, those relationships are severed based upon disinformation and misinformation, right? Think about it. Just take a minute and think about it. Fernanda says, thank you, bro, for allowing me to talk here. I appreciate you, and I'm so glad I catch you again, catch you on the flip side. Love and light from land down under the South Australia. Greetings, greetings, greetings. And listen, rest well. And we'll speak with you at the point in time. But yeah, phenomenal. Yes. So, yeah, just take a minute and think about it. Yes, catch those comments on YouTube. Let me get them. All right. Yes, Queen Octavia says, no shame or harassment should be placed on anyone or forced. It's my right to choose to participate. I wholeheartedly agree. She also goes on to say, we are only visible when needed. I agree. Thank you for your donation, Queen Octavia. Yes. She said something that was very powerful. We are only visible when needed. Oh, 217, my humble great parent says that. Let me get that, Greg, and read that. The creature from Jekyll and Hyde Island. The politicians are agents for bankers, and the uber rich family control politicians. The putas have no power. Yes, I agree with you, 217. Hey, Carolyn. Long time no see. Gratitude. Thank you for stopping in. Please, when you come in, let us know where you're hailing from. But listen, we've come to, of course, the end of this. We've had an amazing time. You all know this Wind Down Wednesday, Asheo, Carolyn, Asheo. You all know that this is Wind Down Wednesday, baby, grown folk conversation. Therapy with a sip, right? Y'all know that this is where we come and we have the conversations that we really need to have. And we're not offended because why? We're going to give our opinions based upon the factual evidence that we have, and then we're going to give facts based off the factual evidence that we have, right? That's what we're going to do. So let me check before I get off of here. Thank you, Prince of Peace, for your donation. Gratitude. Those of you, if you're still in the room and you want to donate, please donate. All right? Okay, with that being said, excellent point, Greg Perrin. That's my homie. 217, baby. Oh, he's a real one. For real, for real. But listen, as always, y'all know how we do this. Again, tonight's sponsors were the Prince of Peace, the Master Teacher, the Quantum Shifter, the Shape Shifter, the Code Breaker, Queen Octavia, Queen Kizzy, and T. Swin. Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. Listen, and if you haven't had an opportunity, let me put a plug in for him. If you haven't had an opportunity to get his book, listen, it's an amazing read. I've read it. Love is for Suckers. And the capture is, listen, it's just to catch you. It's really a good, easy read. Okay? So check that out. Okay? All right. So with that, every Saturday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, you can catch us in the Truth Session. Listen, in the Master Teacher, the Quantum Shifter, the Shape Shifter, the Code Breaker is giving free game, y'all. He's giving you all information that will cost you thousands of dollars. He's giving up the quantum theory, quantum principles, quantum entanglement, possibilities, probabilities, potentiality. He's giving that information up in the Truth Session. 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch him on Facebook Live. Listen, man, you can. It's free game. You may want to get there and get that free game, right? That's what's up. Okay? So, again, shout out to all of those. Queen Kizzy, T. Swin. And also shout out to Dr. Tina over at CTR Podcast Network. Oh man, she's doing an amazing work. Shout out to her. Shout out also to the Truckers Network as well. Sharia Moore. Shout out to her. Shout out to all of you all. Even if I can't recall where you at, what you're doing, and what you got going on. Shout out to you. Right? Listen, you've been in Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. As always, listen, hold what you got. Do what? Muse over it. Cogitate upon it. Ponder on it. Meditate upon it. But by all means, do what? Govern yourselves accordingly. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude.